Hey, it's Alexis with Chakrity, and today we are talking about the chronic and slow drains of energy leaks. And energy leaks come in many forms and can originate from various areas of our energy field in response to people, places, things, thoughts, emotions, basically anything. And there is so much to explore around energy leaks. But today I want to speak to a type of leak that is more subtle and often goes undetected because of its sneaky slow drain. So I term chronic subtle leaks as worn presentations. And a worn leak is one that can take years actually to get your attention because it forms slowly over time. They occur from wear and tear and often manifest in response to some type of repetitive or toxic loop. And this loop could be physical, mental, emotional, or even spiritual. So I want to give you some examples of each. Let's start with the physical example. Let's say that you overdo it physically and you have for some time. Maybe you excessively exercise and don't listen to your body. And this loop of excess and repetition creates a wear and tear from the inside out. And that can eventually establish an energy leak on the physical layer. So we're talking of the energy field, on the physical layer of the energy field. And this can show up as chronic pain maybe, or even a chronic physical issue in the area where the leak resides. And then as we move into a mental example, maybe you find yourself stuck in a toxic thought pattern where you're constantly overanalyzing a decision around keeping or leaving your job. You think about this all the time and you don't take action but remain in the mental trap of what you should do. This can definitely create a worn leak on the mental layer. And then as we move into an emotional example, if you've ever stifled your frustration, who hasn't? Maybe around a behavior with your partner. Every time you see the behavior, you experience this frustration in your body, but you do nothing about it to actually change your response. So you defer back to that same emotional pattern over and over and over again. And this can create a chronic depletion over time on the emotional layer. And then the last layer, the spiritual layer, we'll go for an example with that one. Maybe you feel a strong pull to fully claim your purpose doing healing work in the world. And as much as you know this to be true, it's really calling you. You're afraid of what devoting yourself to that purpose would fully entail. So denying this divine guidance can create a resistance on the spiritual layer that can ultimately manifest as a chronic worn leak. So I want you to practice working with this. Like all things energy and intuition, the power truly does reside in awareness. I know we want to do stuff and we want to have all the answers, but practicing awareness is where it's at. So take some time to connect with chronic and subtle energy leaks that are calling for your attention and your awareness now. Write them down. Where do they show up for you? Where do they show up in your relationships? Can you notice and take action to help you in shifting any chronic patterns that are not serving you, that are draining your energy over time? So commit to practicing this awareness around one energy leak for an entire week. Notice your energy level now as you connect with this leak, and then practice your awareness to take action and shift that pattern if there is a clear action to shift. And then report back to yourself a week later and see how your energy responds to facing this leak head on. Do you feel different after you're developing awareness around this energy leak? If so, give yourself some credit for that, because sometimes it's really challenging to do this inner work to develop awareness, but it will ultimately empower you and support your personal energy level as you build awareness around leaks.